Good evening. Do I have any audience members that feel that they are incapable of composing a beautiful piece of literary art? Well, for those of you that do, I once thought and I once felt the same way. Me, a writer, I laughed in the face of the person that once stated to me that writing was in every one of us. I believe his exact words were, "It is as easy as holding a conversation." So I tried. I came up with two stanzas. My friend professed to be good. It was just, he said that I needed to keep writing. Now, with me being the person that I was, I felt him to be just stroking my ego. So I put that pen and paper where I felt it to be the most useful for me, which was in the trash. Then it came this time where I had so much to say yet I didn't want to talk to anybody. And as strange as that may sound, I went and retrieved that pen and paper from the trash and I allowed my pen to flow on the thoughts that were on my mind. Somewhere later in my writing career, I found out that that poem was a complete song minus the hook. But anyway, everybody that I shared this poem with said that it was great, and despite whether or not they were being truthful with me, I felt it to be excellent because it was something I created, you know, similar to a mother and her child. And now that I think of it, that poem, it prompted me to write more. And as I did, I got better. So today, I'm going to insist that we all begin our first four stanza poem. Now, four stanzas is just four complete sentences or four complete thoughts. And for those of you that already know how to write, we're going to assist those that are closest to us in how to write. Now, I'm believing the question that is on everybody's mind is, how do I write and or how do I get started writing poetry? And that's simple. One word surrounding the same topic at a time. You know, you could take creative writing classes. Has anybody ever felt that they had so much to say yet they couldn't put their thoughts into words? Do I have any audience members that has not felt this way, that are not writers, that would like to write, yet they don't know what to write about? Well, personally as a writer, if not faced with all, I have been faced with some of these scenarios. And I do believe if someone feels deeply about accomplishing something, they will do what is advantageous for them to achieve it. Now, when you get into these writing classes, you will begin to learn writing techniques. And let me say, you should not be concerned with style, beauty, and or writing in a poetic manner in your beginning stages of writing. That's just like having a conversation with somebody that you know is trying to impress you. And that can get extremely boring, correct? So don't focus on being poetic. That'll just distract you from getting your thoughts on the paper. And while you are getting your thoughts on the paper, try and use words that surround your subject matter. So if you're talking about love, we got hugs and kisses. And if you're talking about pain, we got hurt and sorrow. And as you begin to learn these writing techniques, you will start to identify rhyme schemes. Now, let me also tell you that a poem, it does not necessarily have to rhyme for it to be poetry. If you want, you could rhyme in the beginning, you could rhyme in the middle, you could rhyme at the end, or as I have stated, you don't have to rhyme at all. Me personally, I like to play with many different rhyme schemes within the same poem. I honestly feel that you should just allow your pen to flow and unique rhyme schemes will come to you as you progress. Now, with all of this being said, poetry is not that complex as it may sound or seem. With just a little time, patience, and practice, any rookie could be well on their way to being the seasoned vet. So how do we get started writing poetry? Well, we must first all understand that anybody could write poetry. I would like for each and every one of you to take a moment to reflect on a dramatic, inspirational, romantic, influential, emotional, and or a heated conversation that they've had in their life, which all of the above we all have experienced. Now, with this moment vividly replaying in your mind, I would like for you to try and recall the feel or the tempo of that conversation. With this fresh on your mind, wouldn't you say that that moment was poetic? And just to make this clear and set the record straight, some of the earliest poetry is believed to have been orally recited and or sung. Now we get into the hardest part, and that's taking the first step. When time permits it, I want all of you to take some of your spare time and get started on your first draft. You could write about odd dreams, objects, what you currently feel, people you know, or any other common thing. Here, let me give you an example. This is titled My Love. My love, not in my darkest moments, nor my final breaths of air, would my love for my love be anything less than extraordinary. Not in the afterlife, nor in reincarnation would I deny my love for my love. Because of my love, you have no replacements. Oh, wow. And seeing how I'm on a roll, I might as well give you guys an example of a poem that does not rhyme. This is titled An Angel. An angel was coming to my life by the grace of God. She didn't have wings. She wasn't dressed in white. I didn't even know she was sent to me. But I do know that she was brought into my life for a reason. As I sit and try to figure out why, I look at what we could have had. Things that happened in the past. The little things that I did to impress you. I've had a lot of women, but to you, I couldn't verbally express how I felt. Why? That's just another question that runs through my head every day. What makes this angel of mine so special? Is it her beauty, her body, her personality, or her self-motivation? What attracts me to her? Was she sent by the devil and God stopped me from taking the bait? I don't know, but this angel I love, can anybody relate? Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just remember, try to stay on topic. Now, with all that has been said in the many ways that you could write, rhyme, and compose a poem, I promise you it's really not that easy. The most important thing to remember is get down what you were thinking, and that what you were thinking, it does not have to rhyme. Whether that be about how good of a job I did with this presentation and or how bad of a job I did with this presentation. It can be about what you may be doing after this presentation or what happened up until the close or after the close of this presentation. Let me give you one last example. As the speaker closed, slowly I rose. Amidst the thundering sound of applause, I was left in a state of awe. I was replaying the message. I was replaying the message. Encore, encore, all requested. Slowly he waved and departed the stage. He is something special, that Mr. Green.